Hi, it's Enchanting Nubianette. Welcome back. And for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. Thinking about cases, remember the case about the 12-year-old boy who passed away only one day after he was in a wilderness therapy camp in North Carolina. So if you're not familiar with the story, I'm going to share it with you now. These are one of the cases that I'm just still curious about. So, um, in February last year, February 2nd, a 12-year-old boy, he arrived at the Trails, Carolina, which is a wilderness therapy program in Lake Toxaway, North Carolina. So it's a camp for, teens and young children who have behavior issues. He was found unresponsive and later pronounced unalive around 8 a.m. on February 3rd, less than 24 hours from when he arrived there. So the staff, they did discover him at a bivvy, which is a tent-like sleeping bag, during a morning check. So he could not be awakened or resuscitated. Very unfortunate and very shocking and mysterious. So, regarding the cause of passing, the medical examiners ruled the passing of the boy as a homicide. They cited asphyxia due to smothering. So, this was very intentional, everyone. And investigators found the internal mesh in his bivvy, that tent, was torn. So, staff used a weather resistant outer layer and it was secured with an alarm. So, this um, tent was not like a regular tent where it had just a zip or an opening and anyone can go in and out. It actually had an alarm, and the panel was opaque. You could not see through it. So it was more like for privacy, and it was also sealed airtight. So, regarding the camp protocol violations, there was a standard procedure calls for using this mesh layer with a breathable airflow. But the damaged bivvy plus plastic sheets and even a solid outer layer formed a near airtight enclosure. So the routine checks, it couldn't verify his condition. The North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services ordered the camp to stop new admissions mid-February and removed all campers, thankfully. Because this is something that needed to have a thorough investigation. A child had passed away only one day of being at the camp. This is really uncalled for and just, brazen crime, a brazen crime, heartless crime. And by May 2024, the Trails Carolina license was revoked as well, and due to unsafe conditions and regulatory noncompliance. So I don't know a lot of the background about the 12-year-old because he's underage. This is more discreet in that manner. We don't have his name. We don't have a lot of background of why he was registered at that camp. What did he need therapy for? We know that, he did have social issues with with children his age, and also pertaining to school rules, following school rules. So let's get into the legal action and liability. So criminal charges, there's none, not even now, a whole year afterwards. No criminal charges have been filed, and authorities have determined that there was insufficient evidence of intent or gross negligence. So whoever did this crime, it seems like they didn't leave any DNA. Um, there was nothing, no strands of hair, no fingerprints, um, no weapon or anything that was used to harm this child was found. It stated that it's still an ongoing investigation. Local prosecutors and the Transylvania County Sheriff Office continue to investigate, despite the incident ruled as a homicide. And may this child rest in peace. And, I just want justice for this family. So, this child again was considered a troubled teen. And, even for other children that was enrolled in this program, they could not finish their therapy because of this crime that happened, a homicide. Why was this boy targeted? Um, was it a staff member? Was it another teen who did this? I would love to hear, you know, um, this this case to be solved sooner than later. Again, it also states in the online report that there were multiple fatalities, including this and prior incidents. There was a hypothermia passing in 2014, so this was a whole decade earlier, where a child, was freezing in the cold. So it stated that this particular place has sparked a lot of scrutiny, lawsuits, and regulatory action against facilities with unsafe and abusive practices. And I just want to say that, asphyxiation, as we know, is when, someone's breathing is cut off. They're not able to breathe on their own. Um, they basically would be grasping for air, unfortunately. And, I'm really happy to know that this facility or this location, the license has been revoked and it has been shut down. So, we always have to be very careful, those people who have children, um, to know the background, a full background of where you are leaving your children, if it has an upstanding reputation. Definitely, the background checks of the staff members there. Just because it's a place of work or a service, parents, as well as, of course, the corporation or business, must do a thorough research, background research on whoever's working there. And even, the children, to know who knows if it could be a child who had a temperament and even maybe a disorder to have caused this type of crime. We just don't know. So, everyone, I just wanted to bring that to the forefront because it's a child and it's still an open case. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And stay safe wherever you are. Thank you again.